So as with many Marvel characters, I was first introduced to Blade via the 1994 Spider-Man animated series by Fox Kids. Now granted, this was a much tamer version of the character, but he was still incredibly badass. Hi guys, welcome to, or welcome back to, Hydra Collectables, where we let our geek flag fly. And in today's episode of the Hydra Review, we are taking a look at one of my all-time favourite vampire-based action movies, that of course being the 1998 classic, Blade. In 1998, Wesley Snipes proved to the world that comic book-inspired movies were worth making. You see, in order to fully appreciate what this movie was, you have to consider the state of the comic book and movie industry at that time. After all, there had been several comic book themed projects made before Blade, such as The Phantom, Tank Girl and Spawn, but none of them really hit off. They were all considered failures before eventually receiving cult status years later. In fact, it was only really the Warner Brothers Batman films that excited fans and critics, and even they were starting to diminish in quality by this point. With the cringy flop that was Batman and Robin coming out just 1 year before, Blade was the first in a long while to be taken seriously by the studios, and was given a chance to make it big. This movie proved that the superhero blockbuster wasn't dead, and paved the way for the likes of the X-Men and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. This movie is a blood-chilling thriller about modern-day vampires, and at the time was something that we had never seen before. The character of Blade was, and still is, one of Marvel's most badass comic book characters, and is portrayed here perfectly as a brutal vampire hunter. First appearing within the pages of Marvel's Tomb of Dracula comic series in 1973, Blade is a hero who was born half vampire after his pregnant mother was attacked and left to turn. He has all of their strengths, yet none of their weaknesses, the most notably of course being the immunity to sunlight. Nicknamed the Daywalker by his foes, Blade is what monsters fear as they walk the streets at night, and nothing will stand in his way as he proceeds to clean up those streets. Now I have fond memories of watching this as a child. In fact, I had it on both VHS tape as well as DVD, and right here is the DVD, and this is the copy that I'll be re-watching today. So within this movie we see the rise of a new threat within the vampire ranks, a character by the name of Deacon Frost, a vampire who seeks to awaken an ancient evil using Blade's unique blood. This DVD comes with a handful of features including deleted scenes, special effects spotlights and a behind the scenes documentary. Now it's been a while since I've watched this movie, and since then we've had the birth of the MCU, so will it hold up? Let's find out.
2 hours later.
Okay, so I am back, and yeah, does this movie hold up? Well, the short answer is, yeah. Now granted, the CGI is a bit dodgy at times, but nothing out of the ordinary for a movie of this age. Deacon Frost is still a great villain and holds up in modern times, but it is Wesley Snipes' Blade that truly stands out. Honestly guys, he is awesome and made for this role. So with that, let's take a look at the scoreboard. For story, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5, as yes, there are a lot of tropes that we have seen all too many times before, both within horror and action movies, but it still really works. For performance, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5, as yes, it is cheesy, but it's still a lot of fun. For visual and special effects, I'm going to go 3 out of 5, as yes, as I said before, it is a product of its time. And for relatability in current times, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5, as if it was released today, I believe it would still work extremely well, giving us a grand total of 14 out of 20. So there you have it, Blade, a fun vampire action movie that I will now be looking to upgrade to Blu-ray. Now like I say, this movie is not without its faults, but it's still a fun, well-crafted popcorn flick. At the end of the day guys, this movie just works, regardless of genre. It can be enjoyed by horror fans, whilst at the same time tick those boxes for those who love the big action and well-choreographed fight sequences. If you enjoy the MCU but want something a little more mature when it comes to the violence, then this is a great watch, and one I don't think you will regret checking out. Thanks for watching.